Hello Grant, welcome back to JustStocks video. Post-merger with Poseidon Nickel, how has Horizon's group mineral resource changed?
Hi John, great to be back with you. Some things have changed on our resource book and some are the same. So we have a very strong resource base in gold of 1.8 million ounces, which has remained the same. And we also have our Nimbus silver zinc project, which has got 20 million ounces of silver and 104,000 tonnes of zinc. But obviously post-merger with Poseidon, we've now brought in 422,000 ounces of nickel into the asset suite, and more than half of that is based at the Black Swan mine.
Are you looking to grow the gold resource through exploration or M&A activities?
Yeah, great question, John. We're looking at both. I think the market's probably seen we've been pretty active on the M&A space, particularly over the last 12 months, completing two mergers in 12 months. The first one with the Greenstone Resources in June last year, and then recently with Poseidon Nickel. So we're always looking at sort of acquisitions that can add to our portfolio, whether it be through asset or corporate level. But you also want to get the organic growth going as well. So we're actually going to start drilling programs later this quarter at a Burbanks project, and some initial programs at Wilson's, which is right next door to the Black Swan plant. So looking forward to getting that organic growth through the drill bit as well.
You mentioned the Black Swan plant. What's the proposed timeline to be able to process gold?
Yeah, we're currently engaged GR Engineering, which are a very capable and well-known group. So they're doing the feasibility study work for us at the moment, and they aim to complete that by the end of this calendar year. And then post that, initial estimates is a 9-month refurbishment timeframe. So that's to refurbish the front end of the plant and then build the gold circuit on the back end of the plant. So that puts us in sort of late 26 to commission and start running gold through that plant.
With the engineering changes at Black Swan, how could the large nickel resource be processed in the future?
Yeah, look, there's not a lot of value in nickel at the moment, obviously with the depressed commodity prices, but it is a great option to have in the portfolio. And I think we all know that nickel is cyclic, as most commodities are. So it will come back at some stage. We have great optionality with that plant. It's got two large mills. We only need to refurbish one of those mills to get a run rate of 1.5 million tonnes per annum for gold. And then we've got the optionality, if nickel comes back and gold is still strong, we can turn on that other plant and run more ore through that plant. But what we need to do is just the beneficiation process at the back end is the only thing that changes. So the crushing and grinding circuit is exactly the same, whether it's nickel or gold. We'll build the gold plant around that concentration circuit to leave it intact. And then we can just refurbish the concentration circuit if the nickel price turns. And we might be able to run 1 or 2 months of gold and then switch it over and then run 1 or 2 months of nickel. So it's one of the great options that we have with this plant, and one of the only kind of its sort in WA. So it gives us great optionality going forward.
Final question, Grant, for investors. How does the enterprise valuation of Horizon compare to other pre-production gold companies?
Yeah, look, John, from an EV per resource ounce, we're probably sort of in the middle or just ahead of the pack there. I think the peer average is running at probably $60 to $65 an ounce. We're probably closer to $70 an ounce at the moment. So probably sort of recognising our pretty good grade at 1.84 grams a tonne in our resource book. So there's a bit of quality there. But I think on an EV per sort of production ounce basis, when we compare ourselves to other people in production, we're probably about a quarter or 20% of where they're valued at. So I think we're sort of on our pathway to production now, but the market hasn't really twigged that we're starting to reduce gold bars, and we have got our own plant that we're going to turn on in late 26. So, you know, there's probably a 4 or 5 multiple gap between us and other producers at the moment that we look forward to filling.
Thanks, Grant, very much for updating investors on JustStocks video.
Thanks, John. It's been a pleasure.